Experiencing different self states, I tend to believe so strongly in the change of self in that given moment in time and who I believe to be in the moment that it can be extremely emotionally dysregulating when these self states shift. There's many explanation of self states, but I felt like this explanation from a personal experience level was pretty accurate. So rather than seeing themselves as having a personality set in stone, these people can see themselves as experiencing different self states or distinct modes of being in response to particular situations for specific periods of time. This is really common in BPD and within the cluster B personality disorders. For example, the last 2 weeks, I felt much more in control and, or what I thought was emotionally regulated, when in reality, I was just disassociating and disconnecting from my emotions. And it can be difficult sometimes understanding and deciphering what the difference is between feeling emotionally regulated and feeling disassociated and numb, because sometimes they do feel similar, because sometimes being emotionally regulated can also feel boring, especially if you're not on medication like myself. In my past therapy session, I was able to reconnect more with my body and emotions, and I want to share what happened so in case it may help some of you. My therapist is an art therapist, so we use art in a lot of our sessions as a way to integrate parts, and also when subjects are too heavy, as a way to kind of like integrate them. I love using acrylic paint, so that was the first medium I chose to work with. And then she tasked me to use another medium that I'm less comfortable working with. So for me, that's crayon. I actually hate using crayons. I hate how inconsistent they are, and you have to press hard. And even then, it doesn't really like give you consistent line. It's just a medium I'm very uncomfortable working with. It makes me extremely frustrated, and I'm just like, no, thank you. But she said, still integrate it into the image and just keep going. And honestly, by the end, I actually didn't hate it so much. And I saw the beauty in both mediums when they were merged together, even when it was another medium that I was uncomfortable using. And it almost made me flustered looking at how, in my eyes, ugly it looked. And this is also symbolism of our parts kind of being integrated and working together. And that even if there are parts that, aren't as pretty or you don't like to work with as much, that just because it makes you feel uncomfortable doesn't mean it won't bring you to a beautiful result. And that maybe you'll surprise yourself and love what you see.